I think I had to make a video because I didn't want to just comment, and I thought this was a great comment. Because like I always say, oftentimes two things can be true at once, right? I would have to agree with you. Let me start by saying this. Me speaking and saying what I did in the video that you commented under, I was referring to Amanda Seales, and I'm going to make a video about that. And the reason I'm going to make a video about that is because I'm not a scholar. If I was to debate Amanda Seales, who I respect dearly, I wouldn't allow her to throw statistics at me and facts and nothing. I would speak to her from the heart, and I would explain to her why always correlating everything to white supremacy and trying to evade any conversation about what black people do to each other is harmful. I would just have a conversation with her, use my critical thinking, and I would force her into understanding what I'm saying without I guess I wouldn't say stooping down to her level, but I guess rising to her level of education so that the conversation can be muddied. Because I don't, that's even, see, I don't even know the word for it. Is it I don't even know the word to call it, where you think you're doing something good, but you're really hindering the growth of the conversation because you're trying to keep it too educated, where you're not even having a real conversation anymore. There are people all over the world correlating black people to violence, and black people to ignorance, and black people to poverty, and all of these things, right? Why are they doing that? Is it all a lie? I seen a clip where she was talking to one of the young men who seemed to be very intelligent as well, which I didn't think it was fair for everybody to be putting, I didn't think it was fair for everybody to be putting raccoons in the comment section, but he was saying, like, there was a statement that he made, and he said that black people are more likely to kill each other than it is for a white person to kill a black person, right?
Truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when black men are more likely to kill me?
No, not that clip. It was another clip, and it was a guy, he was a little bit more erratic, and he was like, there's no black fathers in the home. And what else did he say? He said, there's no black fathers in the home, and she was like, wait, stop.
Culture. Black culture is toxic. The black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers in the black home. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up.
It's
not gonna work. No, a debate has to be in facts.
You're putting off emotional liberalism right now.
I am not putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off unfounded lies based in conservatism.
Which I didn't see the whole debate, but I keep seeing clips where there was one point where she was like, it just annoyed me, and I really like Amanda Seales, but she was like, be respectful, I'm older than you.
Oh my God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion.
Like, she kept like, what's the word, filibustering? She kept like doing the things, like the antics that black people like so that you can lose your thought process.
Oh my God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now. Okay.
But reparations are necessary. I think the most important thing that's necessary right now for the black community would be the stopping of violence, especially black on black violence. I don't see how reparations is going to solve anything. You can give everyone here like a 50.
And I know I'm getting off right now, but if we're really going to be honest, black people hate Amanda Seales. I'm not saying that she did this so that they can like her. I'm saying that right now they love her because she's keeping them stuck. She's validating their stuckness in the mentality. But when Amanda Seales, because I actually am a fan and I follow her, I have videos pinned on my page, when she's actually holding the community accountable, they hate her. They hated her on the real. I've heard the community call her narcissistic. If you go in any comment section with Amanda Seales on there, no one likes her. And this is why it's important to have truth speakers like myself. And I'm not trying to like put myself on a pedestal because I respect everybody who does it. It's because when you finally say what people want you to say, then you a real one. They hate her. She's saying we deserve reparations. Foundational Black Americans said that we don't deserve reparations even though we were born here because we're not the original slaves. So what she's fighting for is doesn't even pertain to her because she's Caribbean. And apparently Caribbean people or people who are first generation American do not deserve reparations, even though when we are suffering the mistreatment from white supremacy, as they're always talking about, they don't ask what your lineage is. You're just black. And let me also add to that, if we as immigrants, as they would call us, do something beneficial for the United States of America, invent something or something like that, they would claim our accomplishments and say it's black excellence, but yet we don't deserve reparations even though we were all slaves around the world. Like, black people are super divisive, and I just thought that was interesting, so I just wanted to add that in there. That is, to me, a form of white supremacy, how divisive black people are. Candace Owens even said it one time, like, black people do not know how to come together and strategize. They don't.
It's a broken culture, it's a broken society, and hip hop is hurting things. But I also want to talk to you about something I've realized. Even if black Americans are aware and know their history, right? And you can get black conservatives who understand the history much more, who understand, you know, the ills of the left and what the left has done. But still, in that regard, they bring to the conservative side the same bad habits that I was hoping black conservatives would be abandoning. And what I'm talking about, number one, is conflict resolution. Black Americans do not know how to resolve basic conflicts. Everything has to turn into a fight. I hate you forever. You got to draw lines. It's like you're this gang or that gang. And you still see it happening in politics.
And even that, y'all don't like Candace Owens for understandable reasons, but to say that she doesn't say anything intelligent would be disingenuous. Most people are not walking around reading statistics. Most people don't know how to read statistics. I heard that in college it's actually one of the hardest courses to take statistics, so nobody really even knows statistics. I watched in real time how statistics became valid because men wanted to take women's lived experiences away and start using statistics so that they can be tripped up. Now everybody is just so dependent on statistics. One guy in the clip with Amanda Seales brings up statistics, and now she says statistics aren't even valid. Do you see how humans are?
Oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Stats don't lie, though.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there, particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're going to start your argument on stats don't lie, you've already lost the argument. They're
going to keep moving that goalpost so that they can just win and disrespect each other in every argument. And the bottom line is, why can't everything be tied to white supremacy and also be black fatigue? Why can't that be a thing? Why can't we only address white supremacy and not black fatigue? Because if you look at statistics, I'm sure it's going to show you a large amount of number, that's not just going to be one or two people, of black on black crime. It's going to show you a large number of black men not raising their children. It's going to show you a large amount of number of black mothers doing it by themselves who are not married, how many men are dating outside of their race, and all this other stuff. So it's not about being perfect and winning an argument. It's about addressing everything that needs to be addressed. But I know I keep trailing off, but why would they correlate that? Because they can see it with their own eyes. You're telling people who have been affected by people with black skin and the ignorance and the violence within the community that they want to spread out wherever the fuck they want to go and do and behave the way they want to behave. And you're telling them, you don't see what you're seeing. You don't feel what you're feeling. We have to just go on, you know, talking about history forever and ever and ever and ever. And in real time, if you see black people behaving badly, we just got to be like, well, it's not their fault. It derived from white supremacy. Great talking points. But now we have to dabble in reality. If my son is 12 years old, if he goes outside and gets murdered by somebody black, what is the conversation going to be then? Just like the young man said in the clip, he's more prone to be killed by somebody black than he is somebody white. And that's just a fact. Who is around here with white skin that's just going to want to kill him? We just ignore the murders in our community that's amongst each other? Should we ignore the sexual abuse? Should we ignore that everyone's leaving mothers to raise children by themselves? Why should we ignore that? Just to go back to white supremacy when everybody's exuding the aftermath of white supremacy. All of y'all are trying to compete with each other. All of y'all are trying to be white all over the world, from Jamaica to Africa to everywhere. All of y'all put whiteness up here. It's bleaching going on everywhere. It's all type of stuff going on around the world in black communities that have to do with what white people did. But now we're doing it. Yeah, they taught it to us. Do we have to say that super loud? I'm not catching the attitude with the commenter. I just get frustrated. Like, we know what they did. We know how they indoctrinated us to hate ourselves and to divide and conquer and made us idiots. But when do we address the reality of things? What did that conversation do? The conversation with Amanda Seales, what did it do? Only thing it did was give black people more talking points about how they can be more of the victim and they don't have to change anything themselves because they can keep blaming white people. I never said that white people were amazing and great and they were blameless. Never said that. Never said that. But my people are the ones fucking my life up. I was outside the other day. I'm just gonna end on this. because this is the tone. I'm only giving this example because this is the tone in the hood. I mentioned in the video that there's no cookouts going on in the hood because this is the tone. I was talking to somebody. He's taking my son, I think, to the barbershop. He goes out to take my son to the barbershop, and there's a lady outside, crackhead. That doesn't mean that she doesn't have a life and she shouldn't be taken care of. There's 3 niggas around her. I don't know what they want from her, but they're her friends because I see them walking around, getting in the car together, doing all this stuff. And when I say friends, probably crackheads trying to score shit. They surround her and they start punching her. Her mouth is leaking. Once one punches her, he punches her into the other man. She falls into a man's arms. He picks her up and punches her into the next man's arms. That man picks her up and then punches her into the next man's arm. And she's out there leaking. She probably had to get punched maybe 10 times in a circle of 3 men. Her mouth is leaking. She's crying, oh my God, somebody help me. 2 other niggas outside other than the nigga who's taking my son to get his haircut. I don't talk to this nigga no more because he's a fucking idiot. You have to be around people to know. This man looked more happier that he saw that this lady was getting punched in the mouth. He actually said to my son, come on, let's go, and walked right past them. 2 other niggas sitting outside smoking, nobody stopped. How do you put that in a statistic if nobody's snitching? How do you put the tone of the hood? And when I say the hood, understand, I'm not talking about just the projects. I'm talking about anywhere that there's a lot of black people. Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta. I reposted a video the other day and somebody said, Atlanta is just so inappropriate. And I said, I agree. How do you put the behavior, the gaslighting, the taking advantage of, the molesting, the abusing, the robbing, the killing, the stealing, the businesses that are stealing money, how do you put these tell me what I need to do to get these talked about. How do you get these stats put down? Because if we don't want to talk about this, what you're telling people is that their lived experience does not matter. If there's so many women going undiagnosed in the black community, it's not just because of white supremacy and them not wanting to treat us like humans. It's because sometimes it starts in the house where your black parents who don't have no sense will tell you ain't nothing wrong with you and they can see you struggling. This is why a lot of people tie a lot of the problems in the black community to spirituality, because there's something demonic going on. We can't get the truth out. We can't be free. I don't deserve this. And when I try to be around black people who are more educated, they won't allow me to because I don't have anything to flex with. I'm not a doctor and a lawyer. They even shut down that conversation. Black people don't just work these jobs. We're doctors. No, all black people are not. A lot of people work at them in the Amazon warehouse. I consider that a black job. All the warehouses are black jobs. As a matter of fact, there's a tone in those jobs where you're in those buildings and all the young girls starting their life who come from fucking toxic ass families that didn't set them up for greatness, didn't send them to college, they go straight to the warehouse and guess what they have to face? Managers and supervisors trying to fuck them that are in their 40s. And I've seen this, they're in their 40s and these young girls are 18, 19, 20, fucking 40-something-year-old men who have women and children at home. Nobody's coming to save them little girls. As a matter of fact, it's a normal community dynamic. How do I put that down as a stat? There are people drowning in this community. I say, like, I don't know if I finished that sentence, but how many people in the black community are now being diagnosed with autism? I get that in the ways that it can be tied to white supremacy, but when you ask a lot of people, they say, I knew something was different with me, and my mom had the opportunity to get me tested because the teacher suggested it, and she said no. What stat? How do you put that in stats? That's what I'm saying. Lived experiences should not be drowned out to talk about stats. And then ironically, when you talk about stats are not true. That's what she said. She said that in one of the videos. You can't just base everything on stats after telling him to calm down because she was Black people are an emotional community and a very highly manipulative community. And yes, they got that from white supremacy. The manipulation and the deflecting, all white people shit to me. But what are we gonna do about it?
It's a broken culture, it's a broken society, and hip hop is hurting things. But I also want to talk to you about something I've realized, even if Black Americans are aware and know their history, right? And you can get Black conservatives who understand the history much more, who understand, you know, the ills of the left and what the left has done. But still in that regard, they bring to the conservative side the same bad habits that I was hoping Black conservatives would be abandoning. And what I'm talking about, number one, is conflict resolution. Black Americans do not know how to resolve basic conflicts. everything has to turn into a fight. I hate you forever. You got to draw lines. It's like you're this gang or that gang. And you still see it happening in politics.